I tried these insoles with not one, not two, but three different pairs of sneakers, and I'm here to tell you exactly what you need to know. So the first thing I want to say is they are absolutely true to size. So I am a size women's 9, and I followed the sizing chart. I ordered the exact one, and they were absolutely a perfect fit. So I currently have them in this pair of sneakers, which I will tell you about in a moment. But before I get there, I do want to tell you that overall, these are great insoles. I have issues with plantar fasciitis, and I love to walk. I love to run. So it's super important for me to have shoes and insoles that can accommodate my active lifestyle. And I am someone who probably gets on average anywhere from like 10 to 13,000 steps a day. So I do want you to know that I'm very active with my sneakers and my insoles. I do want to kick it off by saying that overall, I definitely saw a huge difference whenever I use these insoles versus whenever I was just walking with my regular shoes. I 100% got relief, and I do overall recommend these. Now, let me break down how they worked with the different shoes and warn you about a mistake that I made at first. So these are actually the first pair of shoes that I tried out the insoles with. These are New Balances, and they are actually running shoes. So you can see here, it's a little bit wider on the bottom. They say fresh foam because these are supposed to be better for making you feel more like you are running on clouds. Now, this is what the insole of this shoe looks like. And then this is the insole from PCSsole. So obviously you can see here you have that arch support, that high arch support. You can also see here you have the cushion. Just gonna press down there so you can see you have the cushion for the heel as well. And then you also have that middle support here with like the dip. So all around, much more support than I was getting with this one. My issue whenever I tried it with this shoe is that in general, this shoe is a little bit on the tighter side. Whenever I put this in here and then I tried to put on the shoe was extremely uncomfortable. It went from being a little snug to just uncomfortably tight in terms of width, height, all the things. So the first thing I want you to know is that if you are going to use these insoles, make sure you use them with a pair of sneakers that are already comfortable on your feet, even without the insoles. Make sure that you're using these with a pair of sneakers that are not tight. So whenever I just tried them on with these, I didn't even attempt to take a walk in them because I knew that they were going to be way too snug. So just keep in mind that this is going to literally take up more room in your shoe. So if you already don't have any extra room in your shoe, then it might be too tight of a fit. I do have a wider foot. If you have a more narrow foot, you might not have as much of an issue. This is the second pair of shoes that I tried out with these insoles. So the first thing I want to point out is this is the third pair of New Balance that I've bought in this specific style. However, this is also a newer pair of shoes. Now, I have worn these shoes without any additional insoles, just the ones that came in the shoe. I have worn them like this, and I have gone on walks, and they have been fairly comfortable. However, I would say they're probably only like 70% broken in. So I did put the insole into this shoe, and it did fit perfectly. And as soon as I put them on, it felt a little bit more snug, but definitely more comfortable than the other pairs. So I did attempt to take a walk with this insole in this shoe, and I actually had to turn around because it was still too uncomfortable. It felt like my foot was being squeezed, especially like the side, kind of like the side bottom of my foot. It actually felt really tight and painful. So I had to turn around, and I had to go to my Old Faithful sneakers. Now, these are the same style of shoe. They're just two different colors. These I have had for maybe 8 months. These I've only had for a couple months, and I haven't worn them that often. So the biggest piece of advice that I have for you in general with these is to make sure that the pair of shoes that you have is already comfortable, because this is not designed to make your shoes more comfortable. It's designed to provide additional support to a shoe that is already sufficiently supporting you, right? Like, this is the insole. It's not the entire shoe. So I actually did a 3-mile walk with these sneakers and this, and I had no issues at all. I could tell the difference in the support. I even felt like I was a little bit taller, to be honest with you. That might sound a little dramatic, not a lot taller, but I could tell the difference in my walk whenever I had this support. Like I said, especially here, like this is probably like the most important piece for me. And I could truly feel the difference in the support, and I didn't have any issues because even without the insole, this shoe itself is still comfortable for me. So this insole ended up being the added bonus that I need for me to be able to walk without discomfort in the arch of my foot, as well as, you know, any kind of like pain shooting up in my calves or my shins. So overall, I love these insoles. I will get them again once I run them into the ground, pun intended. So I do highly recommend them. Like I said, just make sure that you have a comfortable shoe.